Hey everybody, welcome back to Jersey First TV, a special edition tonight. Elizabeth Nader here. I want to welcome Scott Presler to the show. Scott, welcome to Jersey First.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to coming to your great state.
You will be with us tomorrow night, thus the special edition tonight. We wanted to bring you to our viewers so that we can invite everybody tomorrow night at 6 p.m. I'll give more information at the end. But Scott, we want to tell your story a little bit. So many people have seen you. You are sort of ubiquitous, but a lot of people don't really know how amazing the trajectory of your story has been in the grassroots movement. And I got to tell you, Scott, grassroots is getting stronger and stronger in New Jersey, of all places. So we welcome you coming to visit with us. But Scott, let's go back a little bit. How did this all start? I mean, you are now a national figure. You are working every day. You are going to all the states. You have been absolutely dedicated. How did this all start for you? What is the genesis of your passion for what you do?
Well, I don't want to give away everything, but I will give you an understanding of the two presidents who inspired me the most.
Yeah.
Which, ironically enough, I have to give homage to President Obama, because I would not be the community organizer that I am today if it were not for him.
Yeah.
And I actually created my Twitter account the night that he was reelected in 2012, that very night. So if you go to my Twitter, it will literally say November 2012 created.
Yeah.
So you can fact check me, fact checkers.
You got it.
But it was a moment when I said, okay, if I'm unhappy with what is going on in my environment, and if I'm not a part of the solution, then I myself am a part of the problem, because I'm choosing not to take action. I'm choosing to allow my environment to continue on without me adding positive or negative reinforcement. And what I mean by that is positive is adding something, negative is taking something away.
Okay.
And so I decided to be a part of the solution by becoming a volunteer. And I fell in love with it. And I went, okay, I can do this. And I think I'm quite good at it. And for me, 2016, because that was pretty much the, like you said, the genesis of my political beginnings. For me, it was never about President Trump at first. It was always about defeating Hillary Clinton. I wanted to make sure that Hill was never the commander-in-chief, that she wasn't the one who was going to be nominating a Supreme Court justice. And right then, we had the late Antonin Scalia, so it was 4-4, right?
Right.
So it was critically important that we make sure that a Republican president was the deciding factor, making sure that we were going to have a 5-4 majority.
Right.
And so Trump, of course, like many out there, won me over, because he was the one president who actually not only campaigned on promises I believed in, but delivered on those promises.
Yeah.
So he was the one that inspired me to do the cleanups across the country. You know, President Obama was my beginning, but President Trump was when I saw our neglected, abandoned inner cities across the country. And again, I thought to myself, I'm disappointed, because I see everybody is quick to judge, quick to blame, quick to point the finger. Everybody wanted the likes and the retweets, and they wanted attention on social media from pointing out the problem of trash in Baltimore. But I just thought it was so disingenuous, because you don't really care. Yeah. And if you did care, then you would do something about it. And so I tweeted out to my followers and said, okay, I'm going to Baltimore. And the tweet went viral. Everybody wanted to help. It was in all 50 states. I mean, I was overwhelmed. And then, you know, I had this feeling of, because I had to fulfill a commitment. And so we picked up 12 tons of trash in 12 hours in the most dangerous streets of the country, West Baltimore, literally the most dangerous streets in America.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, wait a sec. I'm a guy who's a private citizen, who doesn't have the backing of the government. I don't have millions of dollars worth of resources. And I did a job that the government is paid to do by our taxpayer dollars, which it neglects to do, and which we were actually denied a permit to be able to do.
Right.
And I just thought, if I can do this here in Baltimore, what's stopping me from doing this everywhere? I have the platform, I have the voice, I have the ability. Why can't I? And so I did. I went to Austin, Baltimore, Chicago, Denver, Duquesne, Detroit, Houston, Kenosha, Los Angeles, Miami, Milwaukee, Portland, Pittsburgh, Philly. And I was even protested for picking up trash and an act of love in San Francisco, California. So, yeah, I have a really interesting life that started off as a dog walker, worked at an elementary school. Now I'm a trash collector, voter registration enthusiast, and I travel the country teaching people how to run for office at the state and local level.
And let's not forget Ronald Reagan Award winner. And I think that what that points to when CPAC gave that to you is the impact you have had and the way you've been able to inspire people. I want to point something out about every town you mentioned. I believe I heard each one of them, and I believe they're all blue cities. They're all managed by the far left. Is that pretty accurate? Where you're finding the most issues, where you do most of your work, are cities that are managed by the left?
Well, the areas that definitely need more love and attention are under Democratic rule.
Interesting. And so you're cleaning up and people are like, I want to do this. I want to do this. And you're seeing this incredible response. How did that morph into the voter registration? At what point did you realize I've got to add that to this? Because that's now really your primary thing that you do across this country, is it not?
Well, I was actually doing voter registration first. I guess people just never thought it was sexy. I don't know why trash collection is any sexier than voter registration. But no, I've been doing this work for years and years and years. And it took a while, I guess, for people to really catch on to the importance of voter registration. So now I want to make that clear that I've been putting in the boots on the ground, grassroots work on voter registration since 2014.
So such an important issue, right? Voter registration is everything. Tell people, give them that shot in the arm of why it's so important, because I think sometimes people fail to recognize the power of that. And I see you celebrate the ones, the twos, the threes. And I love the way you say it. You always say, here's another one for the Republican Party, another win. And you celebrate each individual. Why is it so important?
That's how the Democrats have successfully flipped Virginia.
Yeah.
I mean, Virginia was once a red state, right?
Yeah.
In 2008, they registered 283,000 new voters. They changed the demographics of Virginia, and it's now a solidly blue state. If you want to win elections, you got to register voters. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's case in point. Virginia is a wonderful study on how a state can turn blue in just 4 years' time. But that shows you, what if we put in the work and we did 4 years of voter registration in a state like New Hampshire, and we could flip New Hampshire completely red? Well, technically, I mean, right now it is red with Governor Sununu and the state Senate and the state House. But I'm talking about taking over federally, winning over the congressional seats, defeating Maggie Hassan, and adding to our Senate majority in 2022 so we can ensure that the Democrats are not going to federalize our elections,
right,
or pass the Green New Deal, or make DC a 51st state,
right,
or give a pathway to citizenship to 11 million illegal immigrants, or do a gun grabbing bill. But the fact of the matter is, you know, a little bit of tough love. Republicans, we have to put in the work, and I don't think we have. And I mean that with all due love and respect, because I love a good sine wave. I love a good sine wave. I love a good flotilla. Sure, I will be out there at the boat parade, but guys, Sine waves and bone parades don't win elections.
Oh, you're so right.
We have to register voters. We have to knock on doors.
Yeah.
We have to write letters. We have to strategically focus on winnable, flippable, electable districts that we can change from blue to red to strategically get those 5 seats we need. We only need 5 seats, and then we will take the gavel away from Nancy Pelosi. But no, I need people to do the work. I need you to take action. I need you to do something that is strategically and laser focused on our ultimate goal of winning decisively in 2022. Well, and in 2021.
Of course.
We had a gubernatorial election in Jersey. So if you're looking for something to do, there is no better time than right now to volunteer with your local New Jersey GOP or conservative group or whatever you choose, how you choose to get involved. But if you want to make a difference, you've got a couple months left that you can put your time into New Jersey to make sure that we are electing conservative constitutionalists.
And you know, Scott, we have all 120 seats up this year, including the governor. That's 121 seats. Jersey, as you know, is one of the most difficult states right now. I say we are the source of the cancer. And if you want to fix the cancer, you got to go to the source. We're one of those sources. We have an opportunity to make a big change. You bring up a good point. It's no magic. It's nothing new. It's the same old formula. It's the hard work. It's the door knocking. It's a get out the vote. It's a registration. And it's really going to these people face to face like you do. When you talk to an independent and you get them to flip to Republican, what does that conversation sound like?
Well, I run a very no pressure campaign. I mean, I don't like to ask people to volunteer. I want you to be inspired by my actions where you want to volunteer. And it's coming from within. It's coming from you wanting to make a difference as opposed to me having to solicit your volunteer ability. And so I kind of treat people the same way. I mean, sure, you know, I'll ask people, are you registered to vote at your current address? Or, you know, do you need to change your party, et cetera? But the majority I'm finding are people who are reaching out to me. Scott, I want to change my party. How do I do it? Scott, I'll meet up with you. My son is 16. He's about to turn 17. Can you pre-register him to vote here in the state of New York? So, I mean, I get a lot of messages from people wanting to register to vote. And of course, I meet up with them and I help them.
Yeah, it's amazing that you do that. And you're all over the country. You're moving constantly. You're going to be in New Jersey for a while. And then where do you go next? I mean, it seems like you're constantly on the road. Do you have a home base? I think everyone wants to know that about you, Scott.
Doesn't feel like I do. No, I'm kidding. No, Mom and Dad are wonderful people and I'm very supportive parents. I'm lucky. I really do. They support my efforts. They're 100% Republican. No, so I'm in New York. Tomorrow I'm doing 2 door knocking events in Nassau County and Suffolk County. So Long Island, Nassau, Suffolk. Suffolk is going over towards Montauk, you know, the Hamptons, which are 3 hours away that way. And then on Sunday, we'll be in Staten Island doing a cleanup. And then Jersey's on the 1st, Rhode Island's on the 4th, North Carolina's on the 11th, Pennsylvania's on the 18th, Tampa, Florida's on the 25th. And then I forget what I'm doing after that.
You don't need to go past that, but we want to remind everybody tomorrow night, September 1st, Wednesday, Scott is here. So if you want more information about that, you can email We the People Jersey Strong at gmail.com. We'll post this information. It's from 6 to 8 in Butler at the Church of the Nazarene. And it's not only Scott, we're going to have congressional candidates Darius Mayfield there, Rick Maida. We have some local candidates, Senator Panacio, Christian Baranco, Stephanie Lucretia will be there. So everyone's turning out. Scott, something magical is happening in New Jersey, and I'm glad that you're giving us that attention, because I believe the spirit that you have to change this country from the everyday citizen is what we're starting to grab here in New Jersey. And it is really the path. It is the only way. We have to do the work. So as we close out, I just want you to give the state of New Jersey, as they're listening to this, one sort of final shot in the arm. I know you're going to do it tomorrow night, but one final amount of encouragement, not only for this election that we're all facing here in this state that's so critical, but also the midterms, which are going to completely change the trajectory of this country. So just inspire everybody one last time here, Scott, to get out there and do something.
I think the most important thing that you guys need to hear is that you have the power. And I really want you to understand that. I want you to think of me if you ever feel powerless, or you feel like one person can't make a difference, one voice doesn't matter, one vote doesn't matter. I want you to think of me and my story, because I'm an average, ordinary guy, but I chose to do something different. You know, we have 300 million people in the country, and I chose to say, I will, as opposed to who will. I didn't wait for somebody else to take action. I didn't sit back and watch. I didn't quietly observe. I made the conscious decision to take action. And so if you are unhappy with what's going on, if you are tired of the government that we currently have, if you are tired with your current state government in New Jersey, then I'm asking you to choose to do something about it, and to understand that you have the power, but it ultimately comes down to you. And so what happens this November is going to be proportional to the amount of time and effort that we put into the November election. Absolutely. So if you really want to win, I'm asking you to make time. I'm asking you to donate to your favorite candidate. I'm asking you to do everything in your power, because truly, especially when it comes to the midterm elections, everything is on the line. And I know that we say that, and I know we always say it's the most important election, but I really want you to get that if we are unable to secure at least one chamber of Congress, it's over.
That's right.
Like, it's done. We're finished. And the only thing saving our country right now are cinema and mansion.
Yep.
So please take action.
Yeah.
Please do something. Please understand the gravity, the urgency, the necessity that you need to do something.
Yep.
And this is, of course, much more. Not only am I in an office right now surrounded by people, so I can't be as boisterous as I usually am, but know that this is coming from my heart, and I truly feel this, and I love our country, and I don't want it to fail. And if you feel the same way that I do, then do something.
Amen. And you know what? That message is even more important now as we watch events across the other side of the world, and we feel as though things are spinning out of control, and it can make you feel helpless, but you're never helpless. And Scott, not everyone needs to travel the country like you do. Not everyone can do that, but everyone can do something with their time, with their treasure, and with their talent. And this has been your call, and you have set such an incredible example for everyone. So everybody, come tomorrow night. You will be inspired. Scott will tell you what to do. It's not difficult. You just need to take a step forward. And I know people want to save this country. And Scott, we're going to do it locking arms together in every single state. So we thank you on behalf of Jersey for coming and spending time with us. We thank you for giving us the attention that we need. We do need to change things in this state. And on behalf of this country, again, thank you. Thank you for everything that you do. And we will continue to support you. Guys, don't forget to come out tomorrow night. Again, that information, Church of the Nazarene in Butler, 6 to 8, to see Scott. You will be inspired, and it will help us make a difference in November. Scott, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll see you all tomorrow night. Scott, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.